Evaluation question 1. In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? What have we learnt about conventions of real music videos? In terms of camera, we have learnt that there are a variety of close-ups, mids and long shots used to create focus on the artist, locations and emotions. We noticed there are close-ups for lip syncing to understand the lyrics more and focus on the artist. There are conventional camera movements such as pans, tracking and tilt, and we included 80s conventions such as low angle looking up at the artist and a variety of shots to match the fast pace of the genre electropop. We added a variety of close-ups, mids and long shots like the conventions to provide a feeling of recognition to the audience that it is a music video. We provided focus on the artist to an extent. Close-ups are done to focus on a character, however we did not include the artist but hoped the nature of the song could provide focus on the artist itself. That is a way in which we challenged a convention. We used conventional camera movements such as range of angles to keep audience interested and the 80s theme, like I said, with inspiration from a low angle shot up to show the artist or the character dancing. And we also added and filmed a large variety of shots to have enough for the pace of the song, which was very fast and upbeat. We maybe underestimated it though, as through our audience feedback we learnt that the shots looked good overall, but some shots were too repetitive, such as the hearts, throwing of the heart shots and running up the hill. In terms of mise en scène, classically, it is the arrangement of props, characters and lighting to give meaning. In general, mise en scène conventions include reflecting the mood of the song. For example, a sad song includes black and white lighting and low lighting, or an upbeat song includes colour and dancing. Mise en scène varies largely between music videos, so in some ways there are no general conventions here. When focusing on our genre, they often use upbeat and bright colours as well, and lighting and hues are bright as well. Props are often used, but it's also subjective to the artist and the music video style. For example, narrative, conceptual or performance will all use different props and lighting. We also took huge mise en scène inspiration from 80s music video artists such as Tiffany and 80s inspired like us such as Daft Punk, where conventions here also included use of bright lighting, high use of props and character style. We had many iconic videos to take inspiration from, as the 80s was the era of colour and dance alongside tech developments, meaning artists could improve their image by the use of music videos. We added many mise en scène hints from the 1980s using coloured hues in the studio, developing the upbeat style of the video. Character clothing, makeup and hair, putting a lot of detail into it to give audience recognition of our intended 80s tinge. In terms of general mise en scène conventions, we used bright lighting and dancing to reflect the mood. Something we did different was we used a variety of locations which can be different to 80s videos where artists were still limited to places like a studio. We made use of our surroundings and developed our location amounts and challenged the 80s video stereotype. In terms of general editing conventions, transitions such as fade, jump cut and dissolve are used. They're subtle to keep it realistic, for example Bruno Mars's Uptown Funk, and to keep a focus on the artist, which is called continuity editing. Often editing shots is matched to the beat of the song to create a strong relationship between lyrics and visuals. In terms of our genre, usually editing is fast-paced with a variety of shots. Transitions are used that emphasise the beat and the pace, such as a jump cut, compared to dissolves used in slower song videos. And often 80s videos and 80s style used videos used special effects when editing, for example Queen. And one I took inspiration from particularly was Annie by Neon Indian, which is in my blog post, which features him dancing, and at one point there's a split screen into 3 which is inspired by 80s. Editing conventions that we used included traditional transitions that audience could recognise, such as jump cuts and some unnoticeable ones to keep our video realistic. We also matched the song to lip syncing, showing a commonly used technique. We used 80s editing conventions such as layering shots to make character appear more than once, And we somewhat challenged the 80s editing though, as they often did not have the technology to use more modern techniques such as reversing shots, and we did this in our video. So in terms of the editing, we did not choose to 100% stick to modern techniques or 100% stick to 80s style techniques. We used a mix of both to highlight and develop the intention of a modern music video with 80s touches. In terms of character conventions in music videos, many of them implement Laura Mulvey's theory where the male is the audience and females are objectified, which she labelled as the male gaze. In music videos, women can be found as portrayed as desirable, for example Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke, and the narrative of the video can also reflect a woman in need of a man or where the male is more dominant. Our video uses character stereotypes as we chose to use a young woman thinking about love and acting flirtatious at times. This is done by shots reinforcing the lyrics such as close-ups and shots of features commonly used like eyes and lips. This then allowed us to provide the audience with a narrative matching shots and lyrics. How it challenges stereotypes in conventional music videos. Usually the character is the artist, which would help reinforce the brand identity. However, the song is powerful and in some opinion catchy, so the use of character in the video does not have to be the artist, but it can relate to the lyrics. A good example is Miami Horror's own video for Love Like Mine, as they are not shown in the video and the style is narrative, showing how we did not differentiate negatively from the band's usual style. We challenged gender as we used female lip syncing to a male song, which we took inspiration from George Michael's Freedom 90 video. In terms of character, we also challenge female identity as the lyrics reflect that she has power. For example, "You won't find a love like mine," emphasising confidence and lack of vulnerability. This challenge was done to try to reflect modern society where the equality of males and females is trying to be increasingly aware. This develops some modern music videos that also challenge representation. In what ways does your digipack use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Digipack conventions. The purpose is to promote the artist so they can be linked to the music, so the two come together as one. It represents the artist's image and branding, emphasising the style they create. Digipack is a way of branding visually and can get an artist noticed, creating awareness. Generic digipack conventions include a design of 4 to 6 sides, sometimes 8, with colours on the front, often the artist's well-known colour, for example Ed Sheeran with orange representing his album Plus. Sometimes the artists themselves are on the cover to add audience recognition, and almost always the title of the album is featured. Often similar designs are used on the front cover to the actual CD, and some artists print a poster inside, usually ones aiming to be more aesthetically pleasing. Other conventions include the name of the artist, song list, barcode and copyright information, alongside record label logos. Our digipack design. We have included many generic conventions as they are easily recognisable by consumers. We have included a front cover with a design stating the album name and the artist. We have chosen, for example, pink and blue to enhance the recognisability of the album from a consumer's perspective and strengthen the brand overall. In terms of genre, we have chosen a more indie look for our digipack, as conventional indie ones often do not show the artist on the front cover. This is how we chose to challenge some generic conventions. However, we have developed it by choosing to follow Miami Horror's existing designs, where they do not show themselves as branding, often but use conceptual ideas to entice audience. By doing this, fans of the band can still recognise their usual style. In what ways does your website use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Website conventions include designs are often effective but easy to navigate. The centre of the website is used to present the main content, and navigation tools are often at the top or around the edges. Modern technology allows artists to interact more on their websites by creating moving images, sound and animations. Each artist's website looks different and it's often based on the genre. Promotional pages are used to strengthen the artist's connection to the audience, such as links to music and links to social media pages. Our website. For our website, we have kept the pages similar so it's recognisable to audiences such as homepage, about page, music page, tour page and contact page. This enabled us to separate the sections, making it clear and well laid out. Artists often use the homepage to promote their own newest video, and we have done the same for our video we've made. Overall, we have not challenged conventions of artists' websites, as the conventions make it easy to use for viewers. The way to make it stand out, I have learned, is to design the pages well and not have it too cramped. How your use of conventions might attract or appeal to an audience. We have used a mix of conventions alongside challenging some and developing others. This allowed us to create many recognisable features for attracting some audience, for example fans of a particular genre, our genre is electropop, but also attract a different set of audience by challenging other conventions, making the product memorable, for example an 80s touch on a modern video. There are different types of consumers, and so being able to differentiate some aspects of the creative process will mean we will be able to appeal to more people through a range of elements. Developing conventions further allows us to go into more detail with our 3 products, which again some audience will be attracted by, as they can see our product as being of a good quality.